Hey, what's up guys, this is Fox and welcome to Foxshot Update number 53. We do have a couple new builders. You've seen Astervox work before, but we also have Notloves, Discovery Port, and Thomas and Evo, who are longtime builders. But we are going to first be reviewing this Latvian town called Aizupe, which is owned by Evo, who's right here. So what's new about this Latvian town is this bus station, which is right over here. Currently there seems to be no buses in here, but it says Aizupe Auto Osta, probably means like bus stop. It does have a lot of stuff in Latvian, and there's also, I guess it's like a police station as well. And he says he's added a lot of like tiny little things here and there. So he's been working on the town, but the main things are that bus station and this train. It actually goes to Maston, which is in like the Netherlands, and they're going to connect a line, you know, if you continue all the way, they're going to connect it to Maasdam, which we'll also look at later. But yeah, here is the new train design. It's very red. Latvian flag is also red. And he also wanted to show off this bus. This is the Blaku Siems, and he said probably don't pronounce it. So there is this kind of cool forest area here. And some new buildings are on the side, some of these houses, he said. The 3 houses are new. So here is a look at that. Very nice neighborhood to walk around. Right next to the train tracks. There's the Latvian flag. Alright, so here is Maston. This is the Dutch railway station and city. Built by Hedesik and probably others. It looks like they're building out the rail line here. They'll connect to Latvia. And here's a look at their station. Very cool. Unfortunately, there are no trains at the station. Cool, they also put in the directions of the train where it's going to be. And later they're going to put the catenaries. But yeah, very cool design of layouts. There's to be some grade separation here as well. And here's a view of like, I guess a tram. Or apparently they're going to have a light rail here. So this is like a station. And if you're in the Netherlands, you know, they always have those bike lanes there everywhere, so you can ride your bike down this road. There also is this rainbow flag for pride. And then across, we got the river and a bunch of these, you know, Dutch-style houses. They all together. So yeah, all of these I have not actually seen before. And it appears to be a church. It looks like it's a good start so far. Here's a building. And then we have Astervox. He's German, and this is his aircraft section. Oh my god, he has a big-ass German flag, Deutschland. So yeah, here is his collection of planes. He really likes these older, you know, World War II era planes rather than the modern day, so there's quite a lot of variety. And what's new so far are these jets here in the back. So he's have probably the ME-262. Yeah, they're 1945, so yeah. These are World War II German jet-powered aircraft, so he's built a lot of them in different liveries. And this one's interesting. I felt like I seen this in a museum in Washington, D.C. Here's another one. And what the heck is this even? A cart, some kind of a trolley under... I don't even know what that means. I guess it's like a landing gear system maybe for this aircraft. And apparently these are some prototypes. Arado 234C. I've never heard of that. There you go. And he's also circled some of these aircraft, so I guess these are new as well. Look at this gigantic seaplane. These legs are actually pretty huge. And here is another one. And here is an HE-111Z. It's a towing aircraft. At least that's what it says, 1941. That's pretty funny how they combine the wings together. It's practically like 2 different planes together. Alright, so then over here we have some more aircraft. It says the HE-343, and it was never built, so... yeah, some of these aircraft are just prototypes. Yeah, definitely a lot of aircraft. And then in the back, he actually has something for the modern day. I think I told them maybe you should build something modern. So here is this German prototype in 1995. Maybe it's like, I think it's for the Eurofighter Typhoon. Then here is a naval Tornado IDS. And then over here, what is this, like a MiG-23? Yes, it is. Fire bomber for Germany. Soviets, kind of, or East German. Speaking of East Germany, we also have the Soviet Union and I guess Russia, maybe. So right over here is some kind of yak fighter for the USSR. World War II, and you know, here is the Aleutian IL-28, very old looking, and I guess it's like a Su-34 flanker duck thing. And here's the Su-30 SM. So yeah, he's been building modern stuff recently. Like, I guess that's a new development. I didn't know he was making all this. This one's also Su-30, and here a MiG-23 again. And then here is the Tu-4. It looks a lot like the B-29 Super Fortress. I think the Soviets just copied design. But yeah, interesting way also to make the propellers. You kind of make it diagonal like this and also this way. So that is very atypical. And then here is Notloves. He's the new builder from the Netherlands, but he's decided to make this Slovakian neighborhood for some reason. Yeah, it looks really nice. To be honest, I thought it was like part of like Baltic City, but he made this all on his own, I believe. So here's some apartment buildings, and there are lots and lots of these cars scattered around. And what is this? Or Wabi Maisabi. And yeah, this is what he's been building. Very realistic. Reminds me a lot of Perrov. And there is a double bus right there articulated. Interesting. There also is this railway line overpass. So there is OBB Railjet. That's Austrian, I believe. So yeah, pretty nice diorama. And then he's calling it Coesice. And then here is Railfan Guy 1290's railyard. I swear I've seen this so many times, but he has updated this yard again. This bridge over here, it's supposed to be a hump yard. So this thing, it slopes down and goes through all those switches, which have no rail cars. And then here, I guess, like a control tower. And they also have some oil drums for some fuel. And there are some depot, some sheds over here for Norfolk Southern. Okay, that's nice. He also has a turntable. Very interesting. And this is actually pretty cool. It's a refueling station or refueling and sanding station. But that's pretty much it. I hope he adds, you know, actual rail cars. And then Formula Sake 997, he wanted me to look at his Queensland Railways, the blue scheme. So yeah, there are a bunch of locomotives here. Especially if you're Australian, you probably, maybe you don't even know what this is. I don't know. I didn't even know they came in blue, but apparently that was a scheme they used to use back in the day. I know the newer ones, they come in yellow. And then over here, there's some special liveries. Also for Queensland Railways. Yeah, there it is. There's that Queensland Railway logo. And here is some kind of a hopper, coal hopper, and whatever that is. And then we have NRClass, that's his name, and he builds lots of Australian stuff. So let's go check it out. Queensland Railway SMU 260. And here's the Calming, Intercity, the Pacific National. What are these called? I think these are the NR class actually, and the NSU class. So Commonwealth Railways. So yeah, a lot of these Australian trains from good old Kangaroo Land. Oh, here is the Queensland Railway livery. I did build this before, so yeah, I kind of recognize, you know, the design. And yeah, he's been building a lot of these engines. And right there is the gun. I think we did look at the gun before though. And then here is Electro Wolf. He's also Australian, so New South Wales Government, or NSW. I'm lagging a lot, so there must be like a ton of entities. Probably has to do with these. So we're gonna take a look at all these trains. Lots of steam ones. Oh look, I think this one's like a Garrett, is it? Yeah, it's a Bayer Garrett class. Yeah, I do like the Garrett designs. But yeah, we have all sorts of different trains here, like the Streamline C38 Green class. And yeah, there is just a ton. But oh my god, this takes me back to like the old days when I'm like reviewing Foxshot train yards, and I don't know any of these trains. Lots of steamers, and there's even more back over here, especially from Australia too. I'm probably not gonna know any of these because it has been a real long time since I was building Australian trains. Oh cool, these are interesting. These little wagons, are they supposed to be like British? Or maybe they're just Australian and, you know, imported from the British? I don't know. These wagons are pretty nice. And then here is Destination Red's Chinese train. So you have this giant Chinese gate you would see in a Chinatown. And then here is the China Railways CR. So a bunch of these trains. And yeah, I don't really know too much about these Chinese trains, but they do look pretty big actually. He says it's 1.5 to 1 scale. Yeah, it's all sorts of different designs. And these are some more Chinese trains. You can read the sign DF11G. Yeah, I feel like I built that before a long time ago. And here is some more of them. Now here is the other side. This one looks pretty nice. He's been building quite a lot. I've actually never seen this before. And he also has, you know, Japanese Shinkansen. Apparently this is the new one, the E8, which recently came out, and this is purple, and he says no purple blocks to use. So yeah, the color's a bit funky there. Here we have the E6 Shinkansen, the E5, and all the other ones. So that is, you know, pretty nice. He has his own touch to it. Look at these buttons. They kind of like stick out like this. I don't know about that. And yeah, here are some Chinese high-speed trains as well. All the different ones from the CRH. Let's see what else he has over here. So down over here, he also has MTR. I think maybe that's from the Hong Kong area. Mass Transit Rapid or something. I don't know. I forgot the acronym. Yeah, he has a ton of these trains as well. Now, not just that, he also has a train station apparently. Okay, so let's go check it out. So here his Chinese train station. Ooh, interesting how he's making these hanging signs or something. I don't know. Maybe like a safety marker, and then these overhead lines, which are not that tall. And then here we have this one. This is like an elevated. This kind of reminds me of like the MRT, isn't it? I don't know. It could be either way. You know, it could also be for high-speed trains as well with the platform doors and stuff like that. Here's the inside of the platform. A couple more trains over here. All right, now we're going to take a look at the Royce area. And he says the coal town is now complete. Although I don't really know what else to look for. What was incomplete about last time? I don't know. But yeah, here's how town looks like. It was featured heavily in the last update. Looks really nice. Wonder if there's anything inside here. Oh, I feel like this part might be new, like this conveyor belt, like actually getting the coal out. Goes down here, this like mine shaft to these. What are these? Mob spawners. That's an interesting block to use, by the way. Yeah, there is some kind of machine there. Let's see. Oh, there's actually the elevator. Like, seriously, you see this in like every movie about coal mine. They're using elevators. All right, and then here are the Roy's Locomotive collection. And yeah, this is where I'm like, I don't know what to say. Look at all these trains. Way too many trains, Roy. He is a pretty prolific steam builder, I must say. These ones I kind of know, you know, Southern Pacific 4449 and the Hiawatha. But yeah, I don't know if like he's built this before and then I'm just showing the same thing again. I don't really want to repeat that, but it must be a while since we looked at it. So yeah, we can take a look at all his trains. And if you guys want to check this out for yourself, you could just, you know, come on the server. He has way too many variety. Maybe he needs to like space it out and then make like individual sections for companies. That could be a good idea for organization. But maybe he does that and I just didn't pay attention for some reason. I don't know. Look, there's a Union Pacific turbine. And using pulverized coal, so it's a coal turbine. That's pretty cool, and it's very, very long locomotive. And then he has a separate section. Like, I don't know why, like, these trains are separate from the other one, besides these ones, which he says are real-life narrow gauge. I'm not sure if what that means, real-life narrow gauge. Aren't they all real-life? Maybe there's a fake narrow gauge. I don't know. Yeah, he has lots of narrow gauge engines. But on this side, there is like a German one. Deutsche Reichsbahn, yeah, it's the Kriegslok, the war locomotive. And this one is a Denver and Rio Grande Western standard gauge. So maybe it's a slightly different gauge. I don't know. Yeah, this one's apparently also German, but green. Here's the Soviet one. This is actually pretty nice use of the red banner design for the star. That's pretty cool. Very tall locomotive this one is. And a couple more right here in the back. Soviet Railways P36. I actually don't know much about Soviet railways at all. All right, and then here is the city of Perrov in the Czech Republic, built mainly by Waldick CZ, although probably some other vehicles built by other people. But he says a new building is this one here, the Budelatelu 3. So that is a building name. Yeah, I guess it's like a comic book, but they do have a lot of this scaffolding in this building, which I haven't really seen before. Here's the ground level. They do have some interesting, trucks. Here's some lib here, maybe. And another new area, if we go down this street, are these buildings, these pink ones. So apparently this whole section is new as well. Got like a little bus stop here. I wonder if there are buses. I'm not sure if I actually have seen a city bus run in this area. But he does have a lot of, parked cars and vans. It's a nice neighborhood. You could just stroll in, walk it in Minecraft. Here's a nice playground. They have that like everywhere. And here's the back view of it. Yeah, it's definitely getting to be a metropolis. And over here, they do have some tennis courts. So, there's actually people playing over here. Well, that is interesting. What block even is that? Is that supposed to be a racket in the ground? So they're playing tennis. It's not pickleball, is it? And then here's the other side. All right, and then Mr. Sweet, he wanted me to check out his gardens. Okay, so here is his garden. Actually, it looks quite nice. Very, clean and organized. Like, it reminds me of something you put on, Instagram or something. Here are the workers, I guess, with the wheelbarrow growing crops. And there's also, greenhouses. Yeah, this is something you would see probably in real life. And I like how he's using these pistons for the pathway. That's interesting. And apparently he also wants me to look at his boats. I didn't even know he made boats, to be honest. Here is some kind of a barge. Also got I think this looks like a lot like a tugboat. Very detailed. Extremely detailed. Look at all this weathering here at the bottom. All the barnacles growing on the ship. And yeah, got a couple more of these barges. Or this one looks, I can't tell if it's a barge or not. It looks kind of fancy on top of the table. It's almost like they converted a barge into a ferry or something. This one looks like a freight barge. Oh, there's actually names over here. It says Lenhard, Zorg, and Velit. There's all sorts of these other ones. The Kindred Spirits. Really, he's making all these watercraft. I had no idea. These ones look really, really squashed. I don't know if it really looks like that. Does it really? Really unique. These ones look nice. The yachts and stuff. I love the sailboat design. All right, and then here is NRClass's bus designs. So let's go take a look at that from Australia, the NSW. So here is a Scania. And yeah, these all come in these blue liveries. All sorts of, different bus designs. The B-Line. What is this? EV. So, these are electric vehicles. Wow, this one's really old design. Pretty cool and vintage. And we also have this one. It says SA. Is that South Africa or something? I don't know. It says custom. Here is the City Loop. 100% electric. Sustainable transport for Brisbane. Let's see. Yutong E12. That's Chinese. And then over here we have from Asia, Shudu fuel cell bus, Chengdu bus. So this one's Japanese. The one Japanese bus, it has those flags in the front. The Volvo, and this one is a Zhongqing bus. And look at the name of this. This is crazy. GTZ6616BEVB. Oh, it's actually very small as well. It's one of those mini buses. Oh, look, it says something in Chinese. And here is the Rapid KL Volvo double-decker bus. And some more buses here in the back. But what could they be? They're from long vehicles and road trains. So, wow. This one has a third compartment here. And I think they cover up the wheels on the sides as well for the Brisbane Metro. But yeah, he has a lot of love for Australia. And here in the back, he actually has these buses that run on kind of like rails, but they're not really rails. From the Adelaide Metro. Very cool. And there also is a bus station here. So yeah, pretty nice that he's building also this. Not just, the buses, but a little bit of the infrastructure is nice. And then Frisco, with the help of Railfan 105, they built the Freddy Fazbear's FNaF place, which I don't know much about FNaF. He says this one's from 1994, and this one's maybe 2005. And it's like a pizza place. I didn't even know like the FNaF they had an exterior, but you only look at the outside. And yeah, I don't know how to get in. Let me go to spectator mode then. So here is the interior of the FNaF building, and probably my shaders, everything looks mad dark. But maybe if you play FNaF, you might know what this is, because I have no idea. But yeah, he made all these things. Lots of these doors are locked. I know there's like one room, look, a storage area. There's like a camera room, isn't there? Here's a bathroom, and here's another bathroom. Ooh, some stairs, so there is like a second floor. Oh, it just goes up to the roof. Never mind. Here's some kind of stage, and these are the prizes. So, you know, got all the characters like Fazbear, Bonnie, Foxy, and the rest. And here's another corridor. Yeah, this thing has a lots of interior. Oh, this is the room where the player is actually, controlling everything with the doors. All right, and then for the other building, let's go check out how that's exactly different. So this one looks a lot more open. That's pretty good. Oh, the layout's actually pretty similar. Got the same prizes and stage. I guess like it's a lot more empty in this place. Look at that. It's Foxy, Pirates Cove. Now if we go down this way, it should be the way to the control room. This one doesn't really have a computer screen. And here is Scurvyport, and he's been making this place called Aington. And this is a British village under construction. Lots of colors right now. So yeah, not exactly complete. Oh, look, is that the Royal Mail? I think the government doesn't actually own the Royal Mail, do they? The British, they've been privatizing everything. And what is this, like some kind of barge area? They did say like the spawns in the station, but I don't really see. Is this supposed to be the station? I don't exactly see a spawn. It does look promising, although yeah, very incomplete. Apparently this building is the spawn area. So here they have builder. So here are all the builders. And this is Aington. Got the picture of the queen. Here's all the information about the station, I guess. And here's the platform. Alright, so here is Warp Lynmouth, and it appears to be a new bridge on this river. Very nice design. And they did say, we like the weathering that they did here. And yeah, here's the coast. How it looks like so far, they added this road going down, or rather upwards over here. As far as I can tell, that's pretty much it. Maybe this curved building is new, I can't really tell. Also in the sky, there's some kind of like a balloon, the hot air balloon. So yeah, pretty nice vantage point of the city. All right, and then here is New Crossgate. And this is stationed by Cool Penguin in the UK. Now, we've looked at the station a lot in other updates, so maybe added little things here and there. Honestly, I have no idea, but maybe these chairs, I feel like I haven't seen that before. He's adding these New Crossgate, labels, markers, and let's go down the station. There's that train. Definitely seen that before. And I guess this part might be new. This little addition. And here's a Hitachi train, purple. And then here is Cool Penguin's yard. So, a bunch of these trains over here. Yeah, I definitely looked at this before, man. How many times you guys gonna make me look at this, man? And I don't know what is new exactly about this. And again, if you guys want to come check it for yourself, you can come on the server mc.creativefox.com and just go to warp train to his area. He has plenty of them. This one's a nice design for London Underground. And some more trains back over there. This is a class 39. It actually looks pretty nice, the Euro Phoenix. And he's made it 4 blocks wide, so, he's sticking to 1.5 to 1 scale. Oh, look, he's using a piglin head right there. That's one of the newer blocks. I guess all this stuff is new because piglins, so maybe he's added this in addition. And here are the trains in the back. Oh, these guys are facing the other way, are they? I can't tell. I feel like they are. I think they're supposed to be like shunters, like diesel. And some more coaches here. Oh, that is really weird. He's using Skulk. I've never seen people use Skulk as a building block. And he also wanted me to visit his plot. This one actually looks pretty nice. Here we got this train running along. And there is a station with an overpass. And it's like 3 platforms. That's cool. Shunter on the side. These are actually Very colorful. This station name is Wandswick West Coast. I don't know if that's real or not. Oh, look, there's a lot of people gathered around here. One of the things about this locomotive, though, it feels like you could just hop on inside this vent here. There's yet another shunter. Why is there so many shunters on like every track? Trains everywhere. Here's the tunnel. What train is this? This is the Doncaster train. Alright, so that's pretty much it for this update. And yeah, if you guys want to come on the server or you want to become a builder, we are always looking for realistic creative builders. Just come on the server, go to our spawn and read all the signs. You do a trial. All the information is at spawn. I hope you guys enjoy the video. If you do, hit the like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you guys in the next one.